everyone. Kathy back with Big Barn Blooms. How are you guys? A little bit different setup. We're doing something a little different today. So let me get this going and we'll get started. When you come on, say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. We're going to do a wall basket. Let's see. Here we go. Hey Norma, thanks for joining. All right guys, yes, I have my easel up. First time using it on a live, I'm excited because you know me, I'm used to working flat on a table. So this is new, I'm excited to use it, so I had to move my table around. View's a little bit different, and I'm gonna come around to that side in just a second. But this is what we're making. This metal wall pocket, look at this. It is adorable. Has some really pretty spring greens, flowers, and a little bird nestled right in there. So, and guess what? I didn't really tease this part of it, but it's a kit. Yes, this is the next kit. I'm so excited, especially with Easter, Mother's Day coming up. This is going to be an awesome kit. So we're going to get started. I'm going to show you how to create this. This will be the video when you get your kit, and I'm going to move it to YouTube so it's easy to find and you can watch it on TV if you want. So let's see who else is on. Danae, hi Danae, good to see you. Awesome. Okay, let me come around that side. I'll rearrange a little bit here, and let me just first, actually before I come around, let me throw this over here. Well, I'm not going to throw it, you know. So, let's talk about the flowers we're using. This is more of the goodies that I got in while I was sick the last couple weeks. And I'm going through boxes and I'm just loving what I'm finding. It's like Christmas. It's Christmas here for me. For me anyway, right guys? Hey Marilyn, good to see you. So, we're going to use this cute little bird. This little bird is going to be in my Etsy. This is all part of the kit. So when you order this kit, and I'm going to be listing the kit tonight, when you order the kit, you get all these ingredients. You don't have to go search in my Etsy for all the different pieces. It's going to come all together in the box with the metal wall pocket, foam, everything you need. So this adorable little bird. And then, oh, this pick, you guys, this pick. This is a little pussy willow pick with little buds and little blooms. It is perfect. Look at that little guy. So you're going to get one of these. So excited about this. One of those. You're going to get my new favorite fern. We're going to put a whole pick of this fern in that basket. This is amazing fern. That comes in the kit. And then this bloom. Oh my gosh. So they say this has some purple in it. It really does, more like a lavender purple. Is it scabioso? I don't know how to pronounce it. You know me and pronouncing flower names. I just love the look of the flower. But anyway, one stem of this is coming. There's 3 pieces to it. I love it that there's different stages of the bloom. And you're going to put this in this design. Then we have this beautiful piece that we used in another. We used this in the swan. We're using this in the basket. It is yummy, yummy, yummy. So I have these set aside for the kit. And this white blossom branch is off the hook. I opened this up this morning and I was like, yes, yes. Okay, number one, it's huge. Look at this blossom branch. Look at the little blossoms on it. And the stems have like bark. You guys, they're amazing. Now, when you get this in your kit, it will be broke down into little pieces because obviously in that basket, we're not going to use all this height. But I wanted to show you how it comes because I am going to probably put some of these in my Etsy. Look at this thing. It is massive. So this goes in the kit. All of those, and then you'll end up with your reindeer moss and your foam. Your foam will already be in the container. I wedged it in, add a little glue. That makes it easier for shipping if it's already in there. So this is the kit. So let's get started. Let me see who's on now. MC, hi. Deborah, hi. Danae, Michelle. You know, I'm feeling a little better. Hey, Billie Jean. I'm glad to be at this table. I'm just saying. I am not one to sit. I never sit down during the day, ever. Until my head hits that pillow, I'm up and I'm running. So this has been a really difficult couple weeks for me. So I'm leaning a little bit. I'm still exhausted. You guys, do not get that virus. It is nasty. It's all respiratory, by the way. I think I took it hard because I have long COVID. So my voice is still a little funny and stuff. I'm still wiped out, but you know what? I'm like, I can do a tutorial. I can do this. So I think when I did that swan last week, it was a little too soon because then I crashed after that. My fever came back, everything. So anyway, I think I'm good. So thanks for asking. Let's see, who else is on? Marilyn's on. Oh, I love it. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Ann. Angel. Hi, Angel. Okay, so let's do this one. You guys, I love this. See, I love birds. I love metal wall pockets. So this is right in my wheelhouse. And all these pretty spring greens and flowers. It's perfect and it's simple. Not too overdone. No, there's no bow. Don't even ask, are you going to put a bow in it? Because I'm not. And the reason I'm not putting a bow in this design is I didn't want to kind of take away from the bird. I think if you get too many elements like that, it's like, what does your eye go to, right? And that's, in my opinion. If you end up buying this kit and making it and you want to put one in, go for it, is the way I look at it. Just go for it. But for the kit, and to keep the costs down on the kit, we didn't put a bow in. So let me come around here. Sorry, I didn't just walk off camera. I'm going to come around here so we can set this up. But look how nice this view is going to be, you guys. Okay, look at this. Look at this. I don't have to put a stem in and hold it up for you guys. So super excited about this. So there it is. I'm going to set my iPad there. And let me give you, before we put that up there, let me give you a close-up of this guy. Because it is so adorable. So this is metal, this little wall pocket, basket, whatever you want to call it. And you know what it is? It's like a reproduction of a European wall fountain. Have you guys seen those before? So this is a smaller version, of course. It is all metal, but look at the detail on that. I love it. And it has the little hanger on it. There is detail that I covered up that's on the little thing. So if you get your kit and you want to make it shorter, you can, make it yours. But I wanted to have a little bird sitting in there. But this is perfect for Easter, Mother's Day, birthdays, everything coming up. Perfect, perfect gift, you guys. Or gift it to yourself and do a kit. So this is what we're making. I'm going to set this over here. Get used to this view. So we'll set that there for now. And let's see, got my flowers. Hopefully I don't stand in front of this too much, right? We gotta get used to this. So anyway, let me do this. Let's put that there, and I think I'm just gonna set my iPad right here next to it so I can see. Alrighty, my stems will be here. And we're gonna cut these down. So when I was figuring the box size and everything today when we were getting the kit together, we did end up this big one, we did cut them down to small. We turned it into like 4 small branches because that's how you're going to put them in this. So you're not going to have all this length. I mean, look at this, it's crazy. It's a huge branch. So when you get it, don't be surprised when they're in shorter pieces, but that way they fit in the kit a little bit better. And same with this one, we may cut this one down or bend it. It's very bendy, so you can bend it right back where you need it. So, alrighty guys. And then these 2 little ones are so cute. Look at that, I want to show you the detail on it. Isn't that a great pic? And then my new favorite fern. I love this fern, oh my gosh. Okay, alright, I'll stop now. Well, let's get going on this. Okay, so, as you can see, this is how it will come when you get it. No reindeer moss yet, because I like to moss at the end so that we don't overuse the moss. And a lot of times if you do solid moss on this, I don't want to use Spanish. I want this to look a little more elegant with the bird nesting in there. So if you do solid, sometimes your stems push the moss into the foam, etc., creates more holes, all the things. So let's just do it at the end. It's an easy way to do it. Okay, so we'll hang that on there, right like that. How do you guys like this? How do you like this view? For wreaths, wall baskets, anything that's going on the vertical surface, do you like that? The kits, so let me see, Michelle. The kits will be available tonight. I've already done the photography because luckily I did up a prototype before the live. So tonight, they are ready to go. So we have everything in. Hey, Jamie. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm so excited to get back to work, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start with this. And we are going to start with this branch here. And as you can see, there's a lot of big pieces on it. So we're going to cut it down because, of course, if you look at it, it's way too big, right? But that's why I like buying branches like this, because it's almost like buying a bush. I mean, if I was doing a wreath, of course, I would probably leave it whole and drape it around the wreath. It's a yummy, yummy branch. But because we're using it in this design, I want some to come up, I want some to drape out. So we're going to cut it down so it's easier to use. So let's do that. And there's a little piece I just pulled it off. Why did I do that? Let's pop that back on. So I'm going to start at the bottom here. So we have this little piece here, and I'm just going to unwind it. And it's cool because the stems of this look like a bark. This is really, really high quality stems. I'm loving using them. I hate to say it, but it's a step above Michaels or Hobby Lobby. So I'm telling you, I am so excited to get these in and start using the good stuff. Yeah, the good stuff. Just saying. In my opinion, anyway. Okay, so we're just cutting them down to small pieces like this. Make a pile over there. This is weird getting used to this though, being on this side. I know it's easier for you to see me cutting things down and everything from the other side, but the important stuff's going to happen here, and this is what you guys need to see. So I'm very excited. All right, got that. Let me take a sip of tea. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put my bird over here. I'm here off camera getting organized. Okay, so now I have 3 of these pieces. And I think this is a really good tall piece, so this will be our first piece. Now, if you do not have a stemming machine and you get this kit, you can literally add some glue to the bottom and push it right into the foam. Every piece I'm putting in here is very sturdy and will easily push in with glue. So, but I stress with glue, so you want to make sure it stays. Jennifer, right? This is, I bought 3 dozen. 3 dozen. That's how much this, when I found this, I'm like, this is it. This is it. I am so excited. It's going to be in a lot of kits. It's such a good piece. Such a good piece. Okay, so here's our first piece. You see how nicely that's going to frame that side of this little wall basket? I am putting picks on it just so it really goes in there and hangs on. No, I'm not putting glue on my pick, just the pick itself is fine. So that's our first little piece. And that's the only shame. It's like, it has this really cool design in the metal, but we're gonna cover a lot of it, so it just is what it is. So I thought of making it more airy and leaving it completely open, but you know me, I get going. It's hard for me to do that, so here we go. All right, so now this piece has 2 pieces on it. I'm going to cut this down again. So we're going to go ahead and snip this one right here. Take that little piece off. Now we have this, but we don't need all that length. So let's just snip it into a little piece like that. So you can really cut this stem down a lot and just make it go a lot further. But what we need with this is this little piece I just cut off. We're going to bend it down. I'm going to cut a little more off the length because we're going to put a pick on it. And if you're not using a stemming machine or a pick, just cut a little bit more off so you have just like a little 1-inch stem on the end of it. And we're going to put that over here. We're going to put the pick toward the back of the container and push it right on in. This is the piece on this side that's going to drape. And it's so bendy, I love it. So we can have one little piece come up like this, the rest draping down like this. Look at how pretty this is. It's so fun to use. I would say most of the community would cover that design up with the product. We have to fill the holes, right? And you're talking like the stems and everything. Yeah, most people would just go poof. So, and that's kind of what we're doing, but we're leaving it a little bit open in the front. Let me show the design one more time. So it's full, right? But the majority of the design is on the one side, and the bird it's left open in the front, and this is where you can see the reindeer moss and everything. So it's just a wonderful design to do, and I would even love it if we didn't have the bird and we just continued the florals on the other side and maybe drape down a little bit more. But I do have one of those designs coming, so not everyone likes birds, and some people are like, can you leave the bird out? Absolutely, you can leave the bird out. And you know what you can do with this if you leave that bird out? Let me bring it back. Because we put the moss in last, and that's another reason, we have to glue this to the styrofoam. But you could leave a little space here and put a little tea light. Would that not be cute? A little tea light in the arrangement. Non-flameless, or non-fire, flameless, of course. But it would be so cute. It would be so cute. So anyway, but yeah, we all tend to just want to fill everything up with floral. So, okay, so there's that little one. Let me add this little piece. Again, it has a long stem. I'm going to cut it down because now we're coming down into the design a little bit, closer to the container. But I do want this to come out the side a little more. So let's push this one right out the side. Right like that. So it's just not all straight up and down. We have a little bit fanning out, creating a little bit of width and a little more interest in it. Okay, we've got some more. Now, of course, we're not going to use all of this greenery at once. We're going to leave some to bring forward at the very end, which I love. It's like you get to the forward part of the arrangement, and you have all the other elements, and this kind of goes to the back. So you want to bring a little bit of this forward so you see it. So, I mean, you see it, but you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. So, let me cut this down a little more. We're going to cut these into little pieces. And I want a little bit right by the bird, too, so I'm just going to cut this a little bit. So, there's a piece. So, we have some that are just little tiny pieces, and that's good. You can distribute it easy, but look at how much we got out of this one stem of greenery. One stem. I think this is one of the more expensive greeneries that I bought, but when you see how much you can break it down, it's worth the money. It's worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. So anyway, okay, so we have another one. Here's another small little piece. And let's go ahead and get this guy in right here. So see, I just covered up all that pretty scroll work, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, we have two more pieces, and these pieces is what I was talking about. I'm going to leave these two for the end, and we'll see where we need to fill in a little bit. It'll be nice. But next comes, oh, they're jumping off the table. Oh, goodness. We're going to use this wonderful flowering branch. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. I'm telling you, it's one of my faves for spring. When this came in and I opened the box, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at that. I mean, it's huge. I think this is one of the 48-inch ones. That's how tall it is. But then when I was looking at it to order it, I'm like, look at all the pieces that can come off this. And this would look beautiful if you got a bunch and just put them in a vase on, you know, an island or any kind of entry table, any kind of table. You could just do a little cluster of these. They'd be gorgeous. But in designs, breaking them down, they're awesome. Yes, I will be selling some of the stems as well once I pack out all the kits. I will have 2 of these available done up, the one I showed you and the one I'm building, and there'll be 10 kits and that's it. So it'll be hit and run with 10 and move on, and I have more coming. So, but once I get the kits packed out, so I know that I've secured the stems for the kits, then yeah, I'll be listing. Just like the swan, you guys, it was just a bad week with me getting sick. So, oh, thank you, Olivia. I appreciate the stars. So once I'm going to list the swan tonight too, and then I'm going to start listing the stems for the swan, and the swan will be available. There's only one swan, so. But this greenery was also in the swan, if you saw the swan tutorial. So, and then I'll be moving this live to YouTube. So if you guys don't already follow me or subscribe, whatever you call it, on YouTube, go over to YouTube. I'll put a link when I post the picture of this when we're done. And the tutorial for this will be on YouTube. So we're kind of shifting everything over there a little bit. Thank you, Deanna. I don't have a price yet, but once I get out of here and we're done, I have to weigh, figure shipping and all the things, because it's free shipping on all my kits. Most everything I do is free shipping, so I've got to figure shipping before I come up with a price. So, but it's a good price on the kit. It's going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to cut all of these off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have 4 picks that we can cut down even further if we need to, and I think I do end up cutting them down a little more. So here's one. Put those aside. So cut these on down. Now, actually, I shouldn't tell you cut them on down, because when you get your kit, these will already cut into 4 pieces. I do that, and I've had other people on other kits going, you had them all cut down. And some people are like, thank you, you had them all cut down. But I'll tell you, the method in my madness is not really to cut them down for you, because I like you to do every step of the project. It's more about shipping costs, because if I cut them down, you can imagine a 48-inch box, or me trying to bend this in half to get it in a smaller box, because the shipping goes through the roof. So, method in my madness, a lot of times when the stems are cut down, it's actually just to save on shipping. So, these will all be cut like this. You'll have 4 of these little bunches. And that's all you need, because look at, once you cut them down, they're the perfect size. Perfect size. Okay, so let me see. I haven't looked at comments in a bit. Olivia, I appreciate those stars. Deanna, thank you. Let's see. I love that you guys are saying, yeah, we would all want to fill it up, right? That tends to be what we want to do. And it kind of, hi Monica, hi Patsy. It's funny with filling up the container, right? We want it just to burst with all the stems. And it's hard when you're doing kits, I gotta tell you, because I don't want the kit also to get too expensive. Could I have made this a massive thing that comes way out? Yeah, I could have. But then the price goes through the roof. So I kind of like to keep my kits under 150. This won't be near 150, but I'm just saying, it's like I'm going to have wreath kits coming and everything, so I've got to be selective on what I use and try to keep it down so you guys can do the kit, have fun with it, and not break the bank. So, hey Kim, Newport, Pennsylvania. Hi Kathy, how are you? Good to see you on. All right, so let's get going on this. So I'm taking one of the stems that we just cut down, and let me throw a pick on it. Again, if you don't have a stemming machine, it's okay. Just dip it in a little glue. And we're going to come right toward the back. So I wanted to put the green in first as a backdrop, because I thought, well, if I put this in the very back, it'll get lost. So we're going to bring these forward a little bit so you see them a little more. Okay, so I'm going to do another one right in here. It's going to kind of lean this way a little bit. And what I'm going to do is cut this a little bit shorter. When I do cut this shorter, we're going to lose this bottom one, but we can just move it up with these and pick it together, or if you don't have a stemming machine, just put each piece in separately. And we're going to be going toward the right, which is your left, because it's backwards on the iPhone. But we'll just pick these together so I can get them back in a group. But remember, if you don't have a stemming machine, you can put each one in individually. It's not a big deal. But if you can get a stemming machine, you will never be sorry. I get messages all the time. People say, oh, I finally got a stemming machine. I'm like, yes. And they're like, how did I ever live without this thing, right? Seriously. So it's crazy. Crazy good. And then you can bend these, put little curves on them, whatever you see fit, make it your own, make it look natural. So there's the beginning of our little blossoms. And see how it's filling up, but it's not completely dense. So it's just a really nice look for this design. Okay, let's see here. Hey Kim, Kathy, Kim, Michelle, Deanna, you guys, it's so nice to see you guys on here. Hi Jennifer, Monica, right on you guys. Billie Jean, if I didn't mention you, Deborah, hopefully you guys can hear me. So anyway, it's weird turning my back to the camera, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, so another tall one, but I don't want that tall, so I'm gonna cut this one down too, just like the last one. We just make them a little shorter. This will be the tallest, and then we're gonna bring them down from there. So, and then we're gonna leave one branch of this. I'll have, this is branch number 3, and I'm gonna bring that just right up front, right here. And what I'm going to do is leave branch number 4 for the end, because I may want some by the bird. See, I have one left, you guys. So we're going to put that with the other greenery, because we may want to bring it forward once we add the other elements. So we're going to throw that right here. And now we are looking at this beautiful stem. Look at those. Is that not gorgeous? So these came in both this purple color, like a lavender, and white. I have them in white too. Wait till you see what I do with the white. You know me and white. I use a lot, can you guys tell in my studio? I use a lot of white. So, but I like white. I like the neutral aspect of it. So we're going to take this and cut this down and use the pieces of it separately. So there's 1. 2, I get my cutters in here, and 3. Okay, so this will be the tallest one. So we're going to kind of nestle that in between. It's a little too tall, so I'm going to cut probably an inch off of it and bring it down a little bit. And maybe 2. Let's do 2 inches. Because like I said, this is the smallest little bud. So I don't want something bigger towering above it. I want to bring this down a little bit lower. So that looks about right. And a little bit more. So this is what it should look like when you're ready to put it in. Elizabeth, someone said, I saw it on my last week and that's what it cost. I miss some. Okay, I'm missing what you're saying, what you guys are talking about. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Oh, you guys are talking about the stemming machines. Awesome. Kathy found hers on Marketplace for $60. That was such a deal. I'm just saying, such a deal. Yeah, it's hard. Hi, Liliana. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Kathy. So it's hard. It is so hard, Elizabeth, because if you can try it out, like if you're buying on Marketplace or something, and you can meet the person, and I always say bring a box of picks in case they don't have any in it, and bring some little pieces of stem or something that you cut off, and just try it like 5 to 10 times, because some of them will work once and then the next time it won't work. So if you can try it out, I say great. But I mean, if it's $50 and you can afford to lose 50 if it doesn't, and maybe try to mess with it a little bit. They're hard though if the tension gets out of whack. But then if, you know, I mean 50 versus almost 300 is a huge savings. So it's just a hard thing to decide what to do, you know. I mean, if you get them and they work, my machine is 40 years old, you guys. 40 years old, and it's still kicking. So you just got to take care of it. So, and then when I say take care of it, it's like I use a hair dryer every now and then. I blow all the crumbs out of it and whatnot, and add a little oil to it, and just keep it nice and working. You know, like you could add, and I shouldn't say oil, like light sprays of the WD-40. So, okay, here's our second one right here. As I start talking here, I'm going to bring this one over to my right, your left a little bit. Look at those flowers. Love them. And this is the other one. So we're going to go this a little shorter. And we're going to come over here with this one. So we have our little cluster of 3. And we can bend them a little bit. I like this one kind of coming out toward the bird that's going to sit right here. So let me throw my scraps away. So next, you guys, before we add back in those other elements, we have the fern. Yeah, you're like, where's that fern going to go, right? Well, the fern's going to go right in front here. And what we're going to do is cut this stem down a little bit because it's just too tall. So let me get this cut down. Yes, you can cut it. It's like a plastic stem, but it cuts really well. And I thought when I pulled this to use in this kit, I thought, is that actually going to cut down? So I thought, well, time to try, trying to figure it out. So you just cut it off like that because we don't need a lot of length. So this is going to go in at an angle. I'm not, of course, going to pin it. We're just going to push it on in. First, I'm going to bend it a little bit. Let's get some bends going like that. And then I'm going to push this back here at an angle. And hopefully I can do this with it up on the easel. You guys, I guess I can't. All right, let's bring another peg down. Right like that. So we'll hold this when you push that fern in, because you need to add quite a bit of pressure. And then once you get it in, we're going to add a little glue. Okay, there we go. So we got it in there like that. And then now, right where it went into the foam, you're going to squirt a little glue. Because obviously I'm not picking that, just like I said with the other stems. If you're not using metal picks, you need to push a little glue in there so it doesn't want to back out. But that's all you need to do. And he is in there now. Don't do it while it's on your easel. So anyway, so now we have all this wild fern. Doesn't that look like a real arrangement? That's what I like about these kind of elements. It looks like I always say, a nursery, like a color pot or something. We're putting all the different elements in there. And I like to stay pretty neutral. You can always, if you wanted to add a pop of hot pink or yellow or whatever color to this, you could do that. So, but for me, I stay a little bit neutral. Okay, so let's get this back up here before I destroy it. Okay, so there's our fern. Next, this little pick. One of my favorite picks. I ordered 2 dozen of these, and I'm like, these are going to be gone. I know they're going to be gone. They are so yummy. So look at the little flowers, and then it's got the little willow buds on it. Oh, it's just perfect. But let me show you what I really like about it. And I think you guys will like it too. You don't have to put this whole pick in. Now, if you wanted to take each little branch off and put them in individually, you could. For me, I don't have the patience. But there's 4 stems on the bottom. Okay? Let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves 4 stems on the top. 1, 2, 3. This one's a little lower, but that's okay. Actually, we'll push this one up. So make sure you get the 4 lowest ones. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that? And then we have 4 on top. So yes, I'm going to cut it right here and turn it into 2 stems. Yep, I love it. I love it, I love it. So we're just going to cut it right where those others start shooting out. And then, when you fluff it up, I'm just saying, 2 stems. How is that? Is that amazing, right? I'm just saying, it's the little things in life, you guys. And when you can get an accent like this, that you can cut into 2 like this, it is a win-win. Okay, so we're going to put a pick on this. And I want one coming out on this side over here, so excuse my head as I push this guy in, because I want to be able to pull some of this into the fern a little bit. So it looks like they're growing together. So this is why I like these kind of elements. They're amazing. They look real. And they're easy to fan out and spread into other elements. And then now look, I still have this whole piece here, right? Oh, that's funny, Kathy. You want a stem cutter, but you use your hubby instead. Let me tell you how many years I would tell Bob, I've got this really hard stem. You know, some of them where they're like steel and you can't get your wire cutters through them. So I'd say, Bob, I need you with the bolt cutters. And he'd come in with the bolt cutters until I got my easy cutter. So yeah, seriously. Seriously, you guys. That was such a luxury purchase to get one of those, but so worth it. So anyway. All right, so we have this little piece here. This is going to come on this side. And then look how it looks like it's a big bush that's growing because you have so many pieces of it poking out or peeking out in the design. I'm going to pull this up into the fern, this up in here, and then this I got to move over this way because our bird's going to go right here. But look at how easy it comes together. So easy. Okay, let's see. Kim says she loves neutrals. Oh, Kim, you like my work area. I feel like I'm out of whack because this is the first time I've done this. My entire floral career, I've always worked on a flat surface. Never like this, hardly ever. But for teaching, this is the best way to go. Until I use my overhead cameras, and then it's game on because it's so nice with the overhead. You see exactly what I'm seeing. It's coming up inside the barn, just saying. Okay, so now that we have that, before we go any further, I want to get this little guy incorporated so that he saves his space. So we're going to just take him, I want him toward the front here, and I'm going to just add a little glue on the bottom and glue him right on. Glue him right on there. So right up front, let's see, where do I have him? In front of him is like on the second one. I want it to be pretty consistent, so yeah. So he's going to be right about here. Right there. I like that he kind of tilts up versus down. It's a really cute look. So we're just going to apply a little pressure and make sure that he is really sticking. I also love the neutral color of this bird. Some of the birds this year, when I was looking around like Hobby Lobby, they had a lot of really bright colors on them. I'm like, I want a neutral bird. And so when I found those from a supplier, I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting a few dozen of those too. Okay, so he's on there. So now, oh, thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Frenchie, glad to see you on. Kathy, he's got bigger tools. He did give me a big cutter from the garage, but I still need help. That was me. That was me. I could not, bolt cutters, there's no way. And I have a really screwed up back, so there's no way I could use a bolt cutter. So he'd crack up. He'd come in with them like, the man is here. Bob, are you watching? Okay, so now all we have left to do is fill in a little bit. And actually, I'm looking at it. You know what I did? Okay, we're going to move this. I'm looking at my first one, and I put this over on the right, and I put more of the white branches there. So let's move it. Let's move it. Sometimes you get off kilter a little bit, and it will be nice to have a little bit of this on this side. So we're going to push this right into here. So we have some of this on this side. And then I incorporated a little more of this. So sometimes I have to look at my original and say, what did I do there? And I looked at this and I'm like, uh-oh, that was on the other side. So, but make it your own. If you like it more on the fern side, go for it. So now I'm going to cut down this into 3 pieces. And I'm going to add these individually just where I feel we need a little bit. And I feel like we need a little bit over here behind this. Just peeking out right there. I mean, it doesn't show a lot, but it's something. And even though these are twigs, twigs are a good thing. I think a few twigs here and there are nice. And I'm going to bring this in front. And I think what it does, with the twig kind of coming out, I'm going to bend it a little bit. It kind of adds a little bit more depth to the arrangement. So we're going to do that. And then we have this little guy. One more. One more. What I love about this, there's no waste. I mean, the waste is literally little pieces like this that I cut off. We use absolutely everything in this kit. Okay, so we have a little hole here. I like all the different greenery, and we have all of this, the fern, but let's put another piece of this forward just to fill in this hole right in there. So see how that just completes that depth right there. We don't have a big hole in the middle. Sometimes you don't need a big bloom, you just need a little twig, and that's absolutely perfect. Okay, so now, do you remember we saved these little guys for last? So this is where we come and we fill in, and we want to bring this element that is now buried up to the front, because all we're seeing is fern. We see this on the perimeter of the arrangement, but I want to bring some into the front. So let's do that. It is so easy. So I'm going to cut this one down. These are on tiny wires, by the way, so leave a little piece of the bark wire, okay? And then fold that up like this, and then just twist it like a bread tie, kind of twist it like a twisty. So you have a little bit thicker stem. Now you could dip this in glue or put a pick on it before you insert it into the foam. So, but with the original wires, they're so tiny that you're not going to get it. They're just going to collapse. They're not going to get into the foam. They won't go in. Okay, so we have a little piece here, and I think we need a little piece that's coming up here, because these are just all by themselves. So I want to stick a little piece in there to add a backdrop for these. You see how much richer that looks? So we've got a couple more that we can do. So we have this little piece. Let me come over on this side and look. I think a little piece in front here would be kind of nice. So let me get that going. All right. So let's put a little piece. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to go sideways. Instead of going straight in, I could drape it down here, but this is my major drape. For this, I want to come sideways over by the bird. So we're going to go in at an angle. And if you can see, when you get your kit and the foam is in your little bucket or your little wall basket, there's an area in front here that you can put picks or the stems into. So I'm going to go to this side over here, the opposite side of the bird, and that is where I'm starting my pick right here. And in the front of the foam, not on top. And we're going to just push it in as far as we can. Now we can take this and bend it by the bird. So I'm going to take this wire, push it down a little bit. So it's going to end up going in this area here like this. So we have a little bit in front. But what we're going to do, before we place it exactly where it needs to be, I'm just going to pull it sideways, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to add our reindeer moss. So I don't want to get it all placed perfectly and then have to move it to do the moss. So let's just, it's picked right in there. I have one more little piece here that we're going to get in here. And this one, I think we could use one more little piece here. It looks like there's a hole here. So we're going to put this over here. So I'm going to put a pick on that. And we're going to get this little piece here. Right like that. Perfect. So it kind of like filled up that little hole on that side. So now we're ready for our moss. Yes. So look at side by side. We got two identical arrangements. I'm just so excited about these. So excited. Okay, so I have a little moss here. You'll get a little package of moss in your kit if you buy the kit. And all we're going to do, I can move my stemming machine now. We're just going to move some of these stems out of the way. They bend so easy that you can reposition them when you're done. And let's just squirt some glue in there. Now, I'm not using my needle nose, but use your needle nose. Don't burn your hands, because we're just going to take this and we're going to push this in to the glue. So just go around. I'm going to push it back in there where I put the glue. And then do a little bit at a time. Don't glue a huge area, because you'll actually, or at least for me, I forget where I put the glue, and then you'll end up burning yourself, I'm telling you, every time. So we're going to do a little bit at a time. We're going to mound it a little bit up by this bird. Let me put a little bit more right here. But I like it to look like he's sitting in the moss. Such a pretty look. Oh, by the way, guys, by the way. So this reindeer moss, check your Home Goods. It's out right now. I bought 2 of them this week. Well, Bob did, but anyway. But they had this moss and the Spanish moss, the dyed Spanish. So a big bag of it is, I think, $14.99. So it's a really good deal right now. So check your Home Goods. And if not, I do have a source. So I'll let you guys know about that when I button that down. So, but for now, if you can find it at Home Goods, it's a really good deal. Okay, so let's just go through and get this all mossed up. Breaking my own rules about using my needle nose. But you want to know why? They're not in the room right now. Honestly, look at, I remembered my iPad, I remembered my drink, all the things. I forgot my needle nose. What the heck? What the heck, you guys? One day I'll get it all together. Alright, so let's just throw some more moss in there. Let's go to this side. So yeah, we didn't have a lot of choices on this. I usually ask your guys' opinion about different elements because this is a kit and I had to figure it out for cost purposes and not wonder which are they going to pick. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. We didn't do that today, but we have more coming that aren't kits. More tutorials are coming. But yeah, we kind of nailed this sucker down, so this is more of just a pure tutorial. Don't forget your very sides over here, because if this ends up going on a door, you want to make sure that when the door opens or closes and they see the very side, you don't want to see that foam on the side of the containers. So make sure you get the sides done. Alrighty. I see a little piece I missed. Just a little one right here. Lift your little blooms up and make sure you're getting all the different little areas. Make it look good. Piece there. Okay. So I think we're good with moss. Let me look at it from all sides. Yep, we got it. So there's our moss. We've got all of our little fern. Gosh, I love this fern. This fern is yummy. Okay, so now we have these pieces that we can bend around. We can bend them into the fern a little bit. So it looks like this element is growing forward too, not just in the back, which I like. So let's bring it up. Even though we put it right down there in the arrangement, we're going to bring it up into the front here. And the moss is pretty open with its weave, so it's easy to incorporate the two together. And look what a difference that makes when you weave it with the fern. Did I say moss? I meant fern. So, yeah. And then I don't like how this one is. Where's my cutters? I don't like how this piece of fern is covering the bird, so we're going to cut it out and put it in where we want it. So don't be shy about that, because we did put an entire pick of fern in. You know, we didn't break it down individually. So if you need to move the fern around, just clip it and then re-glue it in, which is what we're going to do. Or actually, let me pick it. I can pick it. Oh, I can pick it. Okay, let's move that there. Bring it back. But it's very easy just to take a piece of fern and add a little pick to it, or just glue it in if you don't have a study machine. So let's see, we're going to bring this see, that is that piece there, which I like. Let's move it straight up and down so that it's next to the bird, but it's not coming in front of him and covering him. And I have this little piece too. And I'm just picking it because I've got the picking machine or stemming machine. So if you have it, use it. If you don't stress about it. There. Now, he's not covered. I like that much better. Much, much better. Okay, guys. What do you think? What do you think of that kit? So here he is. The little bird in front. I know I've got a ton of blue strings I gotta get rid of. And then all the little greens. Look at that. Such a fun kit too. I mean, it's just fun. And see what I talked about the side? Make sure you look at your sides and you get your moss there because it will show, especially if it's on a door or people walk by the wall and they see the side of it. So if it's dead on, you won't, straight on, it's fine, but just saying. All right. Look at that. All right, let me check your comments now. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm going to come back around here so I can see a little bit better and not stand with my back to you. We can move this over just a bit, like that. All right. Let's see. Juanita, hi. Thank you. Kathy loves it. Frenchie says it's so cute. Grace loves it. Grace, how are you feeling, girl? I hope you're getting better because that was rough, man. Hi, Pam. Hi, Lisa. Juanita from Kent, Washington. Hi. See, I'm behind on this, huh? Oh, thank you, Angel. Olivia loves it. Michelle says gorgeous. Sherry says she loves it. Valerie loves it. Thank you. Lisa Marie says beautiful. Yes, the container is metal. It's like a reproduction European wall fountain. It has the bevel on the front and everything. It's so pretty. I should have brought another one in to show you at the end because we put a lot in it, so it covered up some of the detail on the back of it or on this part of it here. But it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Billie Jean, you always make it look easy. It is if you take it step by step, and I hope that I get that across. You guys can do this step by step. It's so easy. You should never be afraid of floral design or think that's too complicated because everyone can do it, and all it takes is practice, you guys. So I hope this was fun for you because, that's my thing. Susan says gorgeous. Danae says beautiful. Linda says she loves it. Linda, are you feeling better too? I think you were one of the victims of this week's flu. Regina says too cute. Liliana loves it. Linda loves it. Marilyn says it's beautiful. Deb, love the birds. The design's so natural. And that's what I love to do. I like to mimic nature. And if I can get my stems looking just about like fresh, then I've done my job. And like I've said on other tutorials, I love when I get those comments or those DMs that say, do you ever use artificial flowers? And I'm like, as a matter of fact, that's all I use. So that's a good one. Frenchie says the more she looks at it, the more she loves it. Oh, Danae, thanks for the heads up on Christmas florals at Michael's. I went there and bought Christmas florals, 80% off. Yeah. And Joann's right now, you guys, because they're closing their stores. They have phenomenal deals. I haven't been to mine yet, so it's been one of those weeks. But yeah, thank you, Kathy. Sherry says she loves the bird. Linda's feeling better. Good, good. Gloria from Chico. Gloria, nice. You're like in my backyard. Yeah. They're not I wouldn't say they're compounding. These are in my Amazon storefront. They have a little lock on them. But you know what? What I do is if I have a really big stem, I'll nip it and then I'll push it back into the cutter as far as I can. So it may take a couple cuts if it's a very thick one, but I love these. I've tried over the years lots of different cutters. These are amazing. And then if you can, where is it here? I gotta look. Let me see if I can get these off the floor. If you can afford it, if you want to treat yourself, this is the Easy Cutter. Let me move my iPad here. This is the Easy Cutter. No effort at all. You guys, no effort at all. And I think I got this from Damon at Deco Mesh, or Deco Exchange. I'm trying to think of what the name of his page is. But anyway, the best investment you'll ever make. They are spendy, but for me, with arthritis and all the things, I don't have to try. So just to show you, let me find a big stem here. These are some hydrangeas I was using. So look at this, big thick stem. Put it in there, and it just goes right through it. No work at all. And before, a large stem like this, I would have to call Bob with the bolt cutters. But this, I don't have to do that anymore. So this is amazing. You will want one. So I love it, love it, love it. Sandy, the kits will be in my Etsy tonight. In fact, once I get off here, I'm going to go in there and get on the computer. Sherry looks so natural. So I'm going to list them, and what I'll do is when I get them in there, I'm going to post a picture of the finished product. I've already done all the editing and everything, and then I'll put the link to my Etsy, so if you guys want the kit, you can go buy it. But what a great gift, you know, with Easter, Mother's Day, birthdays, all the things. And it'd be fun, even if you have a group of girlfriends, you guys want to get together and do the kit together. It'd be, what a great night, right? And then I will be moving this tutorial over to YouTube so that you guys, it doesn't get deleted. And this is the thing, like, everybody's like, why are you moving things to YouTube? If you haven't heard, Facebook is deleting lives after 30 days. So I don't want someone to buy a kit and think, oh, I can't get to that right now, but I'll get to it eventually. And if I left it just on Facebook, it's going to be gone. So that's why I'm moving them all over to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to me over there, I have a ton of videos over there. So a lot that you guys haven't seen. So go on over to YouTube. I'll put my YouTube link at the top of this when I'm done also, so that you guys can go see what else I have to show you over there. So yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. I'm excited. And I'm excited that these will be available tonight. So, all right guys, I'm gonna get off here so I can get working. We're almost at 4 o'clock, not bad. I think because we didn't do a lot of choices, an hour is pretty good for me. I usually go an hour and a half to 2 hours. So did you guys like it? Is this something you think you would do? Now, if you don't want the kit, because some people are like, well, I want to just make it. This arrangement can go in a basket that hangs on the wall. Any type of container that you can find that is a wall container, you can do this same design. So yes, I want to sell my kits. I want to be able to continue to do what I do for you guys. So I got to sell some things sometimes. But if you can't get the kit, think about what wall basket you have or something that hangs on the wall that you could put this in. Because there's some rattan baskets that are very inexpensive that you could do something like this with. And once I pack out the kits, then if I have available, which I know I will have some of these items available, the fern is all accounted for the kits. Why did I only order a dozen of those ferns? So I'm going to put another order in on Monday for more fern. So I'll have it coming. But for now, I do have a few of the items that will be available, of course with the stems, but I know the fern is already spoken for. So 10 kits, and then 2 designs made up, those will be available too. Anyway, thank you, Jennifer. Linda, I can put a link. I'll put a link right on your comment when I get off of here. These are Knipex, I think you call them, and they have a spring, so you don't have to work as hard. I have arthritis in my hands. These are amazing. They're usually, I think they're like 50 to 60 bucks. They're expensive, but it's an investment that once you try them, it's funny, when I do workshops at my house, I pass these around. I only have 1 pair. Eventually I'll have more for my in-person workshops, but I pass these around and people are like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no. That's why I sprung and got them. I had someone else influence me on them, and I'm like, these are great. They're worth their weight in gold, especially if your hands hurt like mine do all the time. So, alrighty guys. So I hope I caught everybody's questions and comments. Thank you guys all for jumping on here. Thank you for the hearts. Where's Bob? He gets me a lot of hearts. But anyway, so these will be available tonight, and the video is going to move over to YouTube. I will put the links in when I post the pictures, And thanks, you guys. I will be on tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. I'm trying to decide. I have some really good projects coming. I have another kit, so I may do another kit. I may just do a project. We'll see. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Did you like this one? Was it good? What do you think about this? Did you like that compared to me putting in a stem and holding it up? I'm just saying. Do you like the little easel I got going? So I'm just wondering. So comment. Say yes. Use the easel more. Or say, Kathy, lose the easel. It's so weird. No. I think it's nice for you to be able to see the process as it's happening. It's hard when it's flat on a table, so this helps a little bit. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here so that I can go post and list some stuff in Etsy, and including the swan's going to get listed too. So I hope you guys liked it. There's another little close-up of him. Look at that. Such good stems now. I'm so excited about using this quality product. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Frenchie. You guys like the easel. Lori loves the design. Deb says yes. Valerie says yes. Easel is good. The easel, I will look it up. I actually bought it off of Etsy. Bought it off of Etsy and I love it. Sherry says it looks great. Marilyn, love the easel. Regina, yes, I like it. Olivia says using the easel was nice. Danae loves it. You're welcome. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening.